This is WWE Off The Script. This is number 21 for your week ending July 13th, 2014. I got big news on Roman Reigns. Why the WWE is pushing him to the top of the card so quickly. I got news on Rusev and a major feud coming up for Rusev that the WWE has in the works. And my thoughts on the retirement of Santino Marella. All this and more in part 1. WWE Off The Script number 20. Your number one source for all WWE right here on YouTube.com. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. What's going on, guys? JD here. This is Off The Script number 21. This is part number 1 for your week ending July 13th, 2014. Now, a lot of you guys on my Monday Night Raw review told me, JD, you look exhausted. JD, you look tired. You got to get some sleep, this and that. What you guys might not understand, and I'm going to talk a little bit here, just talking about what's on my mind. A lot of you guys may not understand that I started my new gig, and I'm using the quotation fingers, my new gig in Brooklyn. This is only for the month. Obviously, I have to be there at a very early hour, and I'm not going to reveal the name of the company because I got lectured today in training. Don't mention anything on social media. Don't badmouth your employer. Don't badmouth your boss, this and that. Going through training right now, which needs me to be up at a very early hour. I haven't slept regularly in the last 3 nights. It's Thursday night right now. I'm recording this for Friday, and you guys are going to be seeing this about 9 a.m., and I haven't slept right in 3 nights. And when I did my Monday Night Raw review, I had to work on Tuesday morning. I had to be up at 5 a.m., okay? I wanted to make sure I was on time for my first day, and I wanted to make sure things went right. I wanted to make sure I knew how to get to work because I'd never been to Brooklyn before, hardly, maybe one other time. And I needed to be up at 5 a.m., and I got maybe 3 hours of sleep the night before. I didn't get to bed till maybe like 1:30. And I was tired. I'm not going to be bullshitting you. I was tired, and I'm pretty sure that showed on my Monday Night Raw video. And usually I do my Monday Night Raw reviews immediately following the show on Tuesday morning. I'm asleep. I wake up at my own time, 9:30, 10 o'clock, get the video out no later than 12. This week I had to do it a little bit differently. I had to get it out immediately after work because I didn't want to miss that video. You guys expect that, and I didn't want to let you guys down. So you either get the video and a tired JD who does not mind doing it for you, or you get no video at all. I know you guys are looking out for me. I know you have your best interest for me, but, I'm not one to fall asleep at a very early hour. I'm usually up late, 12:30, 1:30, just doing random bullshit, whether it's playing video games on the computer, just laying in bed on my cell phone watching YouTube videos. So that's why I'm tired. Had to be up early, and I got to get used to this new schedule before they eventually move me to my permanent gig over here in Yonkers, New York, which is about a 10-minute drive away from me. That's where I'll be working. I'll get to sleep in mostly every day. I get to drive to work at my own leisure. So that's what's going on. That's what's been on my mind. I know you guys care about me, but I'm okay. I love doing this for you guys. I enjoy coming on here. And let's talk wrestling, all right? Let me get the bullshit out of the way first. Off the Script, if you missed last weekend's Off the Script, links are down below. If you guys did indeed miss my Monday Night Raw review, I did review the show. Link is down below. Go and check that out. I talk about this whole cryptic tweet by Sting, which broke on early Tuesday. I covered it in the video. I give you my thoughts and opinions on that 7/14/14 tweet. Go and check that out. Like I said, link is down below. And as always, my buddies over at Chairshot, RealityWrestleZone.com, Justin LaBar, Josh Eisenberg, and Bryan Gulish. They got an action-packed weekend set for you, as always, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Chairshot. They are taking questions. Josh is actually taking mailbag questions. So if you guys do want to tweet Chairshot Reality, just use the hashtag CSR Mail and shoot them a question. Don't make it storyline related to what's going on right now currently with the WWE. If you have anything that you want their opinion on, whether it be guys in NXT, whether you want to ask them about their current situations on the main roster right now, who their favorite superstars are. I asked about Tyler Breeze, when they actually expect Tyler Breeze to be brought up, and who they think his first feud will be on the main roster as soon as he hits Monday Night Raw. So if you guys want to ask those guys a question, CSR Mail, use that hashtag, and they may answer it on the show this weekend. So go and check those guys out. Now, I have a big news story this week, guys, for part one. I got actually a big weekend planned. I got news on The Rock. I got news on Punk. I got news on Roman Reigns, Rusev, a ton of shit. But the big story this week is Roman Reigns. Obviously, you know, the WWE is grooming Roman Reigns for a top spot on the card. Why is the WWE pushing him to the top of the card so quickly? Now, you guys know my opinion on it if you've been watching me on a weekly basis. I'm all for Roman Reigns. I want fresh blood. I want to see him succeed. I'm going to invest my time in watching Roman Reigns develop into the guy that the WWE wants him to be. But why are they pushing him to the top of the card so fast? I know why they're doing it, because I've been watching the WWE for over 25 years. I kind of have an instinct and an intuition about why they're doing it. I think Roman Reigns is a little bit too green right now. I think, you know, they're preparing him for a WWE title run, and they're preparing him to be the next guy to take over John Cena's spot, but right now is not the time. You see that plan in effect as you watch every week on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. I do think he's a little bit green. I do think he needs to, you know, humanize himself when he's doing the promos. You know, don't sound so robotic. Don't sound so, you know, scripted. Calm down, relax, be yourself. The best promos come when guys like Austin and The Rock did them. They were given bullet points, and they went out there and just acted like themselves. That's what Roman Reigns needs to do. He does need to develop a little bit more of a move set. I don't want to have Roman Reigns have a spear and a Superman punch and then call it a day. I do think he is a little bit too green in the ring right now. Okay, obviously you see him developing. He is a lot better than he was when he first debuted, but I think there's several things that Roman Reigns needs to work on before he's actually given the ball to the WWE and have him run with it, okay? But currently, the WWE is booking Roman Reigns as the top guy in a big way. It said that his ascension to the top likely would have been a lot slower if Daniel Bryan was healthy and still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, with John Cena as second to Daniel Bryan. Coming out of the Shield versus Evolution feud and the split with the Shield, the idea is that Roman Reigns will work a feud with Randy Orton and maybe a big pay-per-view match with Triple H at Night of Champions before moving on to his ascension as the WWE Champion. Now, Daniel Bryan, a lot has changed with Daniel Bryan being injured, getting surgery, and going to be out indefinitely. He is now written out of all future plans regarding any storylines in the WWE until he's 100% healthy. There's even rumors that he may need another neck surgery and possible shoulder surgery. Now, the original plans were for Daniel Bryan to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam. There was plans about Daniel Bryan defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Brock Lesnar, either at SummerSlam or Night of Champions. But with Bryan out, a lot has changed, and the WWE now has positioned Roman Reigns in a big way to be their top guy. What does that mean for Daniel Bryan when he gets back? I don't know, but all I know is if the WWE wants to show any kind of respect towards Daniel Bryan whatsoever, he's going to have to come back and be immediately placed in that world title picture because, number one, he was never pinned, and number two, he never lost the title to another superstar. So, obviously, he's going to be back. He's going to want vengeance. He's going to want what is his, and it was taken away from him because he needed surgery. So, obviously, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. Possible when Roman Reigns supposedly wins the WWE Championship. We will find out. But as of right now, the reason why Roman Reigns is being catapulted to the top of the card is because Daniel Bryan is out. and they had no other choice. This is what the WWE wanted to do. So there you have it, Roman Reigns. They're pushing him to the top because Daniel Bryan is indeed out indefinitely, okay? But my opinion still stands on Roman Reigns. I'm not hating against Roman Reigns. I'm not one of those guys who is disliking Roman Reigns. I just think those are the facts. You got to respect him. You got to watch how he develops, into the guy that they want him to be. And I just don't want him to become another carbon copy of the protocol or the typical WWE guy like John Cena. So I want him to be different than everybody else before him. Daniel Bryan was different, and he brought something different to the table. We all felt what Daniel Bryan was feeling. We all succeeded when Daniel Bryan captured the WWE Championship because we seen ourselves in Daniel Bryan. I just, there's something inside me that just has a feeling inside me that I just think Roman Reigns is going to fit into that John Cena type character and that John Cena type WWE image to the point where, us true fans are not going to respect him, and he's just going to be, categorized as another John Cena. I don't want that to happen, but I just sense that's what's going to happen. So that's the reason for Roman Reigns being pushed to the top. Let me know what you guys think. I've noted before here on Off the Script that Vince McMahon is fully on board with Rusev and Lana, okay, and their push. Now, it's also been reported that WWE officials have discussed doing Rusev versus John Cena, which I reported, and also doing Rusev versus Big Show down the line. It appears the feud with Big Show will be the first main event feud for Rusev as a WWE superstar. There has been talks of doing the match at SummerSlam, but some officials want to delay it until later this year so they have time to build Rusev up more prominently. Now, my idea, and I'm sticking to my guns here, I think this is a beautiful idea for Rusev. Obviously Rusev is going to beat Jack Swagger at WWE Battleground. I think it would make sense for Rusev to challenge Sheamus for the United States Championship. He's going to beat the real American, the All-American Jack Swagger, okay? What's next and what is better than going after the United States Championship in Sheamus? Have Rusev capture the U.S. Championship. I don't think there's anything better for Rusev to capture the heat of the WWE Universe if a guy who is so against America to only be carrying the United States Championship in the WWE. I think that would be beautiful. I think Rusev and Sheamus would have a hell of a fucking brawl at SummerSlam. But I also do see Sheamus versus Cesaro at SummerSlam. Also, as a possibility, champion versus champion at SummerSlam. So there's a few things WWE can do here. But I think the money feud right now for SummerSlam, if they want to put Rusev in a match for the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, it would be Rusev versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. Rusev goes over, obviously, remains undefeated. The Russian outcast, the guy who hates America, who's so against America with Lana, holding the United States Championship in the WWE. I think that would be a beautiful idea. That's what I would do for SummerSlam. Let me know what you guys think down below. Now, I mentioned Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton is planned for SummerSlam if Triple H versus Reigns does not happen. It comes down to Triple H and if he wants to wrestle or not, but given how they're trying to build Night of Champions up and how the feud with Triple H is going to be very big, the moment for Reigns is, it's going to be big, and it's going to be a big moment for Reigns' road to WrestleMania, okay? They may save that for after SummerSlam. Whichever feud he works first, Reigns will be going over as he continues to be held in very high regard amongst WWE higher-ups. Regarding Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins cashing in. Now, Seth Rollins has had 2 teases about a cash-in on John Cena in the last 2 Monday nights, okay? Cashing in for Seth Rollins, word is this past week is that he will feud with Dean Ambrose until after SummerSlam and likely even longer, through Night of Champions and up to Hell in a Cell. There are plans for several big cash-in angles between Rollins and Ambrose, but Rollins isn't expected to actually cash in his title or his briefcase until after the feud with Ambrose. There has also been no decision made yet on when Rollins will cash in or anything like that. I don't see Seth Rollins cashing in this year. I don't think it really fits into the plans. if you think long-term. I don't think he's going to cash in on any of the guys revolving around the WWE title right now. That's including Roman Reigns, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and whoever else is going to be featured in the WWE Championship title picture. I do see Seth Rollins potentially cashing in next year around this same time. I think he's going to wait the full year. I think it's going to be beneficial for him to maybe potentially cash in against his old comrade, Roman Reigns, next year when Roman Reigns wins the WWE Championship. So that's just my opinion on that. I don't see any plans right now for Seth Rollins to cash in this year. Santino Marella retired. He announced his retirement at a WWE live event in Toronto last Sunday, according to a fan in attendance. Santino said his most recent neck injury happened 3 weeks ago. His last WWE TV matches came on June 16th for the Raw Money in the Bank Battle Royal and June 17th in a main event match against Rusev. Santino has worked several live events since then, teaming with Emma and Paige. Santino reportedly told fans that he will be sticking around WWE and teased a possible general manager role. Number one, I am fucking so thrilled that Santino Marella is retired. Thank fucking Christ he's not on my TV anymore. His character was fucking awful. He did absolutely nothing as far as this viewer goes. I hated seeing him on TV. I hate the whole comedy skit that he did and the comedy act that he portrayed as a WWE wrestler. It's not for me. It's not what I want to see on Monday Night Raw. I want serious storylines when it comes to WWE. As far as a general manager role, I don't want to see him in any role. I don't want to see him on TV anymore. I do wish him his best. I do wish he, fully recovers from a neck surgery and a possible surgery and a neck injury, but I don't want to see him anymore. Same goes for Big Show. I don't want to see Big Show versus Rusev. I don't want to see it. I just don't. And those are the types of guys I don't want to see on my TV. Great Khali is another one. They have no place on WWE TV. Same thing with Kane. Kane is kind of getting himself involved in that. I'm putting him on that list. Kane should not be anywhere near the WWE Championship picture right now. I don't think Kane can be taken seriously anymore. This is not the Attitude Era. This is not the same Kane we've seen debut in the WWE when he's ripping off cell doors and tombstoning The Undertaker. This is not the same Kane. Kane was a little bit more humanized, and we're supposed to believe he's a big red monster all of a sudden after taking the mask off and dressing in a suit and a tie and being a corporate puppet. No, it doesn't work for me. Kane needs to retire. He needs to take a step back. I'm going to lump him into that list with those guys that I just previously mentioned. Get them all off my TV. And let Triple H book Monday Night Raw and the WWE and give it the serious tone that he wants to give it. I'm tired of this shit. I'm glad Morella's retired. I'm glad he's going to be off my TV. Good riddance. Thank fucking God. That's my opinion on Santino Marella. Love it or hate it, that's the way I feel, and I've always felt that way. I just never expressed it in the manner that I did, okay? Rumors of WWE looking to cut $20 million from their budget this year are now confirmed. Vince McMahon has reportedly agreed that they cut $20 million, and while they may not get that far, that's what Vince wants. What Vince wants, Vince ultimately gets. As long as it's best for business, and as long as the WWE gets back to where they need to be, do what you gotta do, Vince. I'm all for it. Most wrestlers of the WWE, or most of the wrestlers in the WWE, believed Emma, when she said her arrest at Walmart last week, was a mistake. There are some WWE wrestlers speculating that Emma's work visa may have been in jeopardy due to the arrest, but Hartford police now have confirmed that is not the case. I haven't heard anything about Emma positively or negatively. I don't think Emma's future right now is going to be on the minds and the tongues of anybody. I think she's going to be kind of outcast a little bit, but I do hope the WWE kind of utilizes her in some way and builds up the Divas division. She could be a nice helping hand to get that division off the ground. But I haven't heard anything else about Emma. They're still dealing with the situation. She's going to be laying back for a little bit. And if I hear any news, obviously, I will let you guys know on that. Funny story here. Triple H, who does not follow any TNA wrestling employees on Twitter, briefly followed Samoa Joe on Twitter late Saturday night last week, with Joe adding the WWE executive at approximately the same time as well. When you follow a person on Twitter, you can also keep tabs on that individual's follow and favorite activity. So last night, or so late that night, some fans noticed that the WWE executive and TNA star are following each other, which would allow users to private message each other. That's an interesting fact. I would love to see Samoa Joe in WWE. I have not heard anything else regarding this story besides what I just said to you. Triple H following Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe following Triple H on Twitter. What's going on? Is Triple H trying to lure Samoa Joe to the WWE? Obviously, if I hear anything regarding this story, it would be massive. It would be huge. I would love to see Joe in WWE. I would love to see Joe compete against several guys on the WWE roster right now. Can you imagine Joe and Rusev? Joe and Orton? Joe and Bryan when healthy? Joe and Cena? Joe and Ambrose? Rollins? Reigns? Cesaro? Sheamus? The list goes on and on. It would be fucking fantastic to see Samoa Joe in WWE. But if anything breaks on this, if anything comes out of this, obviously I will let you know. There was talk of doing The Miz vs. Chris Jericho at this month's Battleground pay-per-view and saving Jericho vs. Bray Wyatt for SummerSlam in August. With Jericho confirmed to be back through September, his only major feud will be with Bray Wyatt. The idea behind the feud is that Jericho elevates Wyatt before taking another hiatus. I don't like the fact that Bray Wyatt vs. Chris Jericho is happening at Battleground and SummerSlam. I understand why it's happening, because the WWE wants to accumulate subscribers for the WWE Network. That kind of match will definitely get people interested in the show, on a show that otherwise really doesn't, excite anybody, because, again, it's very predictable. But Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt obviously would probably be the best match on that card, so that's why they're doing it from a business perspective. I would have just kept it, me anyway, for SummerSlam, and I would have had Miz versus Jericho go 15 minutes, 20 minutes on Battleground, give them the time that they could put on a great match, and then move Jericho on to Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam, build it for the weeks leading up to SummerSlam, but the WWE's going with 2 pay-per-views with Jericho and Wyatt. It should be an exciting feud. It should be very interesting, and it should be one of the best things this year to happen on WWE TV. And finally, guys, John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, Kane, and Seth Rollins will take place this Monday on Raw as the TV main event. 1 week left, 1 Raw left before Battleground. That's going to be your main event. John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns teaming again on Monday Night Raw versus Randy Orton, Kane, and Seth Rollins. Monday Night Raw main event this coming Monday, 1 week left before Battleground. That is your WWE Off The Script number 21, guys. Let me know what you think down below of all the top stories in this episode for part 1. What I got coming up on deck this weekend. Huge. So you're going to want to be with me. All right? I don't bullshit you. You're going to want to be with me. AJ Lee is back. Does that mean CM Punk, the best in the world, does that mean he's returning to the WWE? I got stories on that. I got stories about what the WWE is thinking right now, where their heads are at with AJ being back. Does that mean CM Punk will follow? Will The Rock be at WrestleMania 31? Internal backstage updates about WWE possibly not getting The Rock for WrestleMania 31. Kurt Angle, a name that is constantly brought up in my comment section. Kurt Angle leaving TNA. Is this a possibility? And is he headed back, finally, to the WWE? And I'm going to mention this to you right now. Jim Ross interviewed Kurt Angle in part 1 of 2 on the Ross Report this week, this Tuesday. I listened to the entire interview, part 1, today on the way to work. I didn't want it to end. That's how fucking great it was. And they didn't even, they didn't even get started. They got part 2 coming up next week. He talks about leaving TNA and where he wants to go. I got the full news story and my opinion on Kurt Angle potentially finally going back to the WWE. I got all this and more on WWE Off The Script, guys. Please go check out the links down below. If you missed any of my previous content, go and check out Eisenberg, LeBar, and Ghoulish for Chairshot Reality. Go show those guys some support. They got a great weekend lined up for you. And that's it, guys. I will see you back on Saturday morning Take care. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section, and I will see you on Saturday morning. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.